Hi, my name's Tom. I was sent this next product in exchange for an honest review. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm an amateur gardener and I like to actually kind of start plants from either small seedlings or from seeds themselves. I've been doing it for a year or two now. I can't actually grow seeds outside very easily because it gets too hot or it gets too cold or it rains too much. It's hard to control the environment outside. So what I often have done is I've put little racks of plants just like this just kind of on a table in the basement, and I'll have a light on it, and it just doesn't work real well. So that's why I was really excited to get this new plant rack stand here. This is a great stand that actually allows me to kind of move my plants around, display them, get them growing, get them all the seeds started very, very easily. Let me talk first about installation, and I'll show you all the cool features. So first of all, just to put it together, it's really straightforward. You actually have these little brackets that you kind of click onto the poles, and then you go ahead and you put 4 on, and then you slide the shelves down. The shelves are adjustable, so they can go up and down depending upon whatever you need on your particular rack. After you do that, there are grow lights here, and we'll show those in a second. And the grow lights themselves, there's actually 3 for the left and 3 for the right. They're labeled. Doesn't matter whether you put left or right, as long as you keep them all consistent. And they actually tie on with little zip ties. Again, really, really easy. And then finally, for the actual feet, you can use little rubber feet, or I love these, you can use some quality wheels, and the whole rack slides around. In fact, the rack also has little brakes to go ahead and stop it. So if you want to put it in the spot and lock it in, you definitely can. If you want to keep it so you can slide it around, that's fine. Just unlock them and roll it away. So again, it's got 3 shelves, 1, 2, 3 that are lit, but then it's got a 4th shelf as well. And this 4th shelf can be used for carrying all sorts of stuff. You can have your fertilizer up here. You can have your extra bags of soil. I just have a basket right here, but I want to kind of show you all the different parts that come with it. I have a whole ton of parts. I have little rubber feet. I have an extra battery for a remote. I have extra zip ties. I even have those extra locking mechanisms that will actually keep the things in line. So if you ever break any of these, no problem. You have extras. It comes with some pretty basic instructions on how to put it together. They were okay. I figured it out. And there's also kind of a little instruction manual all about the actual light setup as well. The light setup includes a remote control, which you can use for all the functions, or down the bottom here, there's a little remote right here as well. This is wired into it. So if you happen to have a problem with this or you lose this, no problem. You can still control everything with wire buttons. And then there's an electrical block right here. I can actually put that on the cart if I want to, but then it just plugs into a wall. So what's it look like? Let's look at the lighting. So here I'm in my basement. I do have lights on. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on. Woo! That's great. These are kind of red and blue lights. They're actually specially meant for growing. They have a whole bunch of spectrum stuff. Look at the actual product description to kind of learn all about them. I'm not going to go into all the technical details, but the remote itself is really pretty nice. So you have an R and an L. You can hit R, and that will only do, in my case, these lights right here. So the front lights are off, or you can do L like that. And you can only do that depending upon what you need for your plants. And then obviously you can turn them all on as well. So now all the lights are on. It's actually a very nice, clean light. I could actually see this being used for an aquarium. And in fact, if I had like a little fish bowl or fish tank, I might actually put it here as well and use these lights as well. It just looked really, really nice. There's also a light and a dark. I can dim them. You can see a little bit on video, but I'm actually making them really nice and dim, and I can go ahead and brighten them back up as well. And again, you can do all those same things with the little wired controller right here too. All those same functions, you can turn it off, turn it on, all those same functions are right here. So the remote control also has a little button for a timer, so you can go ahead and set these lights to only be on for a certain amount of time. You can click them for 3 hours, 9 hours, or 12 hours. And you can actually see what it's been set for right here as you click these. There's blue, there's 3 hours, there's 9 hours, and then there's 12 hours. You click it off, and they're back off, and then they're on all the time. I actually really like the fact that it was easy to put together. The lights are included. You can roll it around. The movement is actually, I wasn't thinking about that, but the movement is actually really nice because if I go ahead and I spill some water, or I spill a little soil, or I just want to move out of the way and kind of clean up underneath it, no problem whatsoever. I can do that, and then I can go ahead and just roll it right back to where it belongs. So yeah, overall, I've only had this rack for about a week now. My plants have been doing great. I've been kind of just doing a little basic stuff with it. I will eventually get whole seed trays and put them in here, but that'll probably be closer to the winter time or maybe even late spring. I'll put all that stuff in here. I'll get it all growing for the later spring or the summer of next year. But yeah, this is actually really cool. The rack itself, the lights, and the remote function really make it a good value. I'm very impressed. I highly recommend this.